Welcome everybody to yet another live stream here today. It's good to see all of you. Real quick before we get started, I apologize for my voice being kind of crappy, and if I cough like I'm dying of a lethal lung disease, right? Don't mind me. All right. Check my audio real quick. All right. Well, it's all looking good. Let me just mute my mic real quick, one sec. We are good to go. Okay, just checking some stuff. Yeah, it sounds like I'm dying. That's because I'm like half dying, right? I'm still living. So, and if I'm still living, I can still record videos and stream. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So today, the intention is I'm gonna play Empire at War and really just rant about stuff and talk about random stuff. So, now the hope is that we get some people in here to talk to. However, that's assuming anyone's awake right now, which, I mean, I would assume a bunch of people are awake. I got a person who's supposed to, or, a usual person. There we go, we got somebody in the chat. Welcome in. That's supposed to be on here. So, I'm expecting at least one other person, which is like, I don't want to say that's my usual. I mean, it's not really. See, it's usually a couple of more people. That's, I don't think that's grammatically correct. Okay, we're gonna start with a space battle, just because. Oh, hang on, I need to turn off the music, because the menu music is fine, but unfortunately, I can't have music playing in this game because, unlike most video games, this is a Star Wars game, which means all Star Wars music is copyright. So I can't play Star Wars music, as amazing as it is. I can't do that. Oh crap! I just got a message from somebody on Steam. Hang on one second. I'm gonna invite them to the stream. That's what I'm gonna do. One moment, fellas. One moment. Alright. Yep. Alright. Just bringing somebody into the fold here. Since, Yeah, hang on one sec. I think I can I share the link? Yeah, I mean, I can share the link. Let me just share, copy link. Okay, there we go. Just getting the link in here. Alright. Getting that all ready? Okay, cool. Alright, anyways, like I was saying, I was like confused for a second because the music was gone, and then I was like, what happened to the music? Yeah, I can't play Star Wars music, it's all copyrighted, so unfortunately no music for us in this game, unlike most games. Okay, so we're gonna start with Yavin Loss, maybe? Yeah, let's start with a decently big battle. I'll start off with Rebellion versus Empire, and then we'll mix it up. Alright, so we'll make the teams balanced, make them even, all that. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Literally the only difference in this game between easy, medium, and hard difficulty is that medium difficulty and hard difficulty are the most incredibly annoying experiences you're ever going to get, because easy difficulty, what they call easy, is really just normal difficulty. It works kind of like a Tom Clancy game, right, where it's like easy, quote-unquote, the lowest difficulty is really just normal, and then the other difficulties are basically just like hell and then worse hell. You know, so that's what we got here. All right, let me pick all those. I mean, the team colors don't really matter all that much. All right, let's get started. Wait, hang on. Oh, okay. For some reason, there was a guy over here that was on the enemy team. Okay. Now it is kind of here. Maybe I can turn some. I know that I got my screen capture on. Let's get some jazz in here. There we go. Alright, because sorry for all the, it's kind of unprofessional. I got all the everything screen captured, but that's because this game doesn't work with the normal, like, you know, display or whatever it's, I don't remember what it's called. God bless the Yahushua. Welcome in, fallen God. I know who that is. It's not the birthday boy, no. But yeah, obviously it's an inside joke. What was I gonna say? Yeah, most games work with the regular game capture, but this game doesn't because it was made in 2006. So yeah, it's we're a little late for that. All right, let's see. So since you just joined in, fallen God, let me tell you. In this game, I can't have the music going because it's a Star Wars game, so all the music's copyrighted. So instead, I'm playing jazz music in the background. Pretty simple rules to this stream. Bring up a topic, and I'll talk about it. Otherwise, I'm going to rant about my own thing, or just focus on the game. It really depends. And I can also talk about what I'm doing in the game and what tactics I'm using, that kind of thing. So for right now, what we're doing is we're just enforcing ourselves with TIE interceptors. So we're fighting against rebel forces, which means they have the inferior, technically, X-Wings. However, they have more of them than we do. Now, once we start getting cruisers, then we can start deploying TIE fighters from anywhere, right? And then that's where we get the numbers advantage. But for now, we're left with just superior firepower. So I'm trying to get one or two of these mining stations so that I can fund my operations. So that's what we're going to do. In the meantime, let's see, where do I even start to talk about something? I also don't want to talk too much, or I'm going to start doing that, hacking my lungs out. So instead, let's see, I can't afford this. I'm going to go ahead and get a turret right here. I'm actually going to get TIE fighter. Actually, I'm going to have one set of guys guarding this. Actually, I am getting missiles, so I'm going to send both my interceptor squadrons over here. And then up here, I'm going to move my TIE interceptors. Did I select the right guy? I did, okay. Send my TIE interceptors over there. And then we can get this reinforced armor upgrade for later so that their Corvettes can't just ruin us. Right? Now, in this game, it doesn't really matter how many people are on one team. All it really does is determine how many active mines there are at the same time and how many units you start with. It really doesn't have that big of an impact generally. Oh, crap. Okay, they're just making a beeline for us. I didn't realize they'd be so bold. Yeah, we're just gonna send. Yeah, we'll just send them back. What was I gonna say? On a separate topic, since I said I was gonna rant about some stuff, and I'm sure everybody who clicked on this stream also saw the thumbnail. I don't think many people recognize whoever's on the thumbnail. Obviously, there was a stormtrooper, and then a figure from a show. Oh crap! Okay, it's like my interceptors moving in. You know, this kind of feels like unfitting music. You know, it's like casual, smooth jazz. Well, there's just everyone's dying in space, and there's constant conflict. All right, let's see. So we get the interceptors orbiting here. Got the turret. I don't really need more interceptors around here. I think we're good as it is. So I'm getting the Acclimator class cruiser. That'll give us the firepower advantage. All right. So we're gonna take out their X-wings and start damaging this.
Interceptor squad reporting.
I'm also getting the improved weapons upgrades, so I can just burn through them without difficulty. Alright, they're dead. And you see, we're going to hold on to the acclimator until we can start doing some real damage. Because once we deploy an acclimator, it's only going to provoke them to send their stronger stuff, and then it's just going to spiral. So we want to delay that as long as we can and send in whatever is best for their circumstances. Okay. I'm waiting for some more people to get in here before I start going off on whatever tangent I want to go on. Okay. So we got enemies over this way. Alright. Now you see there's so many units on the field, if you can even call it that it's kind of hard to keep track of everything going on. So I may get distracted and I may just leave some units and they may get killed. So that's what I'm trying to avoid here. Alright. Let's see.
Under control.
Enemy space station.
Great. Okay, so they just upgraded their station, which means it's only a matter of time before they start sending in the serious stuff. Honestly, I'm surprised they made it this far, or we made it this far more upgraded than them. I'm just loading up Gmod right now. That's good then. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty much doing the same thing on Gmod. I'm not really...
Decoding transmission.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, I don't remember what it was.
Copy.
I played a lot of Gmod earlier, actually. What was it? I mean, I have all the screenshots on Steam if you want to check those out. So...
I copy.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. So we took out their mining station. We're gonna set up a repair field right here. And then we're going to loop around back. Now we have the Tartan class cruiser, which means we can now hit them as hard as we want. So we're gonna close in on them from both directions with our TIE interceptors, and then lay the hammer down. Now, what else? We're gonna probably get to the tier 3 upgrade or level 3 upgrade, which gives us TIE defenders. So we're just going to save up for those and then hit them hard. And then we can start getting more and more bombers. And then their station really won't be able to survive that. Alright, we're going to send in the Acclimator and the Tartan class. Okay, my teammates got TIE Phantoms. That's cool. Alright.
Navigating. Tartan cruiser reporting. TIE squadron here.
Okay, we're going to send in the TIE Fighters and then... we're going to destroy their hangar with the TIE bombers.
Awaiting command.
Okay.
Attacking.
Yep. Then their X-Wings aren't going to survive all that. We got interceptors inbound. Hang on, where am I? Oh, okay, here they are. And then we got more interceptors on the way, guarded by TIE Phantoms. So we're going to just close in on them from up here. And there's not really much they can do here. So I guess we'll just get another acclimator, yeah. Welcome into the chat. Remember, there's a 10-second delay, so I said that 10 seconds ago. For you, I mean. Alright. I'm waiting to see a message from WX analyst Caden Barker. That's what I'm waiting for here. That's when the party really gets started. That is assuming he didn't like fall asleep or something. All right, me. I did this it wasn't last stream. It was when I did the clone drone stream, and it was this one guy. I was talking to him for most of the time, and I was telling him about how some people manage to fall asleep with me talking. Multiple people have fallen asleep to me talking through videos, and the guy on stream, he was like, how could anybody fall asleep to you yelling into your mic and like constantly, like me constantly talking, ranting, yelling screaming, and I was like, dude, I have no idea how they managed to fall asleep. It's like, I'm way too loud, you'd think, for somebody to fall asleep like it's just a pleasant white noise, but apparently they do. And then not even the next stream later, WX analyst Caden Barker's like, hey, sorry, I fell asleep. I was like, how did you fall asleep? There was this one guy that asked me how you managed to fall asleep, and I couldn't give him a straight answer when he asked. I was just like, well, I don't know, man. They just do. It's like it makes sense if it was just one or the other. You know, it's like, oh yeah, they fall asleep. Like, I talk and they get bored. But then the fact that it's also the other way around is like, well, I can't give you a straight answer because it has the opposite effect depending on the person. Alright, so I'm going to send in the other acclimator. Oh, crap. Okay, they got a Nebulon class frigate here. So, let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to hit their engines. Hang on, let me make sure it hits their engines. Alright, we're going to hit their engines. And then I'm going to have the acclimator fire on that while the TIE fighters move in to hit their turbo lasers. I'll wait another 10 minutes for WX Analyst, and if he doesn't show up, I'm just going to start talking. Start talking as in, like, you know, talking about my own stuff. As you could probably notice, I'm not exactly in the best physical condition. Not that you can see me physically, but you know, you can obviously hear my voice and hear me hacking my lungs up.
Yes, sir.
So hopefully that shows dedication, because I always fear that, like, you know, I'm making excuses or something like that, like, oh, sorry, can't do something today, guys. You know, wait till next week, because it takes me a long time to edit stuff because I'm a procrastinator, and I also really hate editing music or editing in music. So then it always takes me forever to edit. So I have a video recorded like 3 weeks before I release the video. Alright, we got TIE Defenders in here now. Dude, the TIE Defender is such a cool ship. Like, I wish more sci-fi universes did starfighters as well as Star Wars, you know? It's like, I mean, Star Wars easily beats every other sci-fi universe's ships, just by far. And there's so many different types of ships, too.
Yes, Commander.
There we go. That's what I like to see right there. Beautiful. 10 minutes, 36 seconds, 0 losses on our side. Meanwhile, they lost an A-Wing squadron, a mining facility. I could have sworn it was 2 mining facilities. A Nebulon B frigate, Space Station Level 2, of course, and 16 X-Wing squadrons. That is beautiful. Alright. Now we're going to start doing some stuff that's a little bit different. Let's see. Coruscant Siege. We're going to do... we're going to do Empire versus Empire. And we're even going to put them on medium. This is kind of going to suck, but it'll be alright. And before you say, but 2 of them are on easy, it's all the same. If one of them's on medium, it'll basically account for all of them, because everyone has one main entity that they're, or one main space station they're a part of. It's not like Halo Wars or something, or it's not even just that, it's really every other. This is the only RTS where this kind of thing is the case. Alright. And then I'll change their colors up so it's a little bit easier to distinguish who's who. Alright. I always prevent heroes. Heroes just suck to me. You know what? I'll allow it this time. I'll allow them just this once. I really hate fighting heroes. I think heroes are just a major, like, damper on a whole lot of gameplay in RTS games. Just because, like, somebody can, instead of having strategy in the match, instead somebody can just slap down a hero and the hero, you know, beats everyone into submission and it's just not fair most of the time, you know.
Head to that area.
Not unless you deploy a hero as well,
Ready for
but then it's just a mirror match, and then you might as well be playing Mortal Kombat. So
Coordinates received.
yeah, I really think that it's just best not to have heroes. And I think this is the only RTS where you can ban heroes, assuming the game has them in the first place. You know, if it's Kane's Wrath, or really any of the Command and Conquer, actually, okay, technically that's a lie,
Squadron here.
but only because, only if you consider the Commandos to be a quote-unquote hero, which they're not really, especially in Kane's Wrath, but in Red Alert, technically the Commandos are kind of like a hero. I don't know, it depends on how you view it. Alright, I'll wait to call them TIE Interceptors.
Squadron standing by.
Wait, did I accidentally called them in? Never mind.
Transmission confirmed.
Okay. Send them to the middle.
Command available.
I like how unfitting the jazz music is.
Ready
It's
for
like
battle. Upgrade.
this intense sci-fi battle in space, and then it's just smooth jazz.
At your
We got E minor playing in the background. Alright, I can't call them too close, so I guess I do have to just call them in right there. Now the problem is everybody has TIE Interceptors, so it's really just going to be who outnumbers who.
Roger that.
And these are starfighters, so their positioning doesn't really matter all that much.
Searching target. Form up. Asteroids ahead. Evasive maneuvers.
And they can't flee fast enough,
Receiving
because no matter how many times I tell them turn around, it's going to take them 30 minutes to turn their freaking ship around somehow, so... And then these guys got to go through the nebula, so that's going to slow them down.
Fire at will.
Come on, move it faster, let's go. Alright, now you see, now they're outnumbered, so now it's more fair for us. Just looks like a bunch of flies going around each other. Alright.
Decoding.
We'll call in more interceptors, and then let's just go ahead and get the reinforced armor right now.
I copy.
Maybe I should have went for this down here. I don't know. We got our teammate going down there. We're secure in the middle anyway, so we're gonna get our money.
Our space station is under attack.
Oh, okay. Come on, kill him faster. Let's go.
Space station upgrade.
Ah, crap. Okay, we got more enemies coming in. Now, what this does right here is this allows us to get big ships already, just right away. We can get patrol craft, and then these two are less useful, right? Because we got, what, a pirate fighter right here? That's useful. Those are mostly just anti-bombers, which really aren't that good. And then we've got Z-95 squadrons, which are specifically anti-bomber and nothing else. So they're not really great. And then we can get a pirate interceptor and then a patrol craft. But we're playing the Empire, so it's better to just get an acclimator class cruiser, because these are only 135 credits cheaper. Alright.
Narrowing position.
Now, we're going to want to take them out as quick as possible because... Oh, crap.
Proceeding that direction. Course set.
Okay, we're outnumbered over here. They got reinforcement. Jesus, how far back do we have to call our guys in? Dang. Okay.
Reinforcements en route.
Let's see, I can't get in a patrol craft.
Yes,
We can't call anything in from here.
Engines
So we're just going to have to hit them with everything we got
Ready.
from right here.
Closing.
We're already losing. I mean, this match is going to have a lot of casualties because of the difficulty setting.
Forces. Asteroids
So we're just going to have to deal with it.
Asteroids ahead. Evasive maneuvers.
Alright. So we got the acclimator ready.
Tightening up.
Excuse me. Our teammates got some turrets here. Okay, I hear them calling stuff in.
Interceptor here. Station ready.
Alright. Boba Fett's ready. I'm gonna get the weapons upgrade. How's everybody in chat doing?
Interceptor squad.
I've waited 10 minutes. 10 WX analyst. He ain't here, so
Beginning construction.
it's kind of sad because it's his birthday tomorrow, and I was gonna do a whole, not like a big thing. I wasn't gonna like sing or nothing, but you know, he was like, "Oh, it's kind of like a birthday stream," and I was like, "Yeah, I totally intended that." I did not know it was his birthday tomorrow, but I don't know. It works out. But he ain't here, so I don't know I guess I'll just, I don't know, maybe, I mean, I can stream tomorrow, but I was more just gonna record something tomorrow, like normally record. For everybody that is here, I want to say, I guess I'll just start talking about stuff now. So, last video, the Biden playing Danganronpa, Ultimate Summer Camp, that video was not intentional at all. So let me tell you guys what happened. So basically what happened was I had a video that I wanted to record, or that I already recorded. I wanted to edit it and get it out on the day that I posted the message on YouTube, right? And I went to, right after I posted that, I went to edit it, and I looked at my files, and it wasn't there. And I was like, where the hell's my video? I recorded this whole thing, and it was a great video. It was an amazing video. And it was me watching the first episode of My Happy Marriage, an anime, on this one, I don't remember what the website was. And I watched the first episode of it, and it was fantastic. It was like 50 minutes long. Once I edited it, it was probably going to be like 30 minutes long. And it was technically a reaction video, but unlike the usual chumps on YouTube that sit in a corner, watch stuff, and do facial expressions, I had a full breakdown of the episode. I mean, full breakdown. Like, just about every minute, I would pause it, and I'd break down details. I'd talk about the lighting, the shots. I'd talk about, like, the voice acting. I made jokes. I went on mini rants. Like, I mean, it was as constructive as you could possibly get, right? And so that video was great. I had all these details, all this stuff ready for it, and then I went to edit it, and it was gone. And so I figure, I don't know what happened to it, but if I had to guess, I would say probably that I deleted it on accident when I was going to do a stream. And because before every stream, I test my audio and stuff, and then double test it when the stream starts. And so I do all that, and in the process, I do like mini recordings, and then I delete the recordings after. So I figured that I must have done my usual perfectionism and went to delete all the unnecessary stuff that I have in my files, and I must have deleted it on accident. So I figured that's what happened. Welcome into the chat. Good to see another person here. And so that's what happened in the video that was supposed to come out 2 or 3 days ago. I guess it was like 4 days ago. And so what I had to end up doing was I had to figure out, what the hell am I going to edit now? And what am I going to release as my new video? And so I had to rush to find something. And so I was like, okay, I could just record some Left 4 Dead or whatever else. And so I went to my files. I found one thing, and it was actually similar. It was Biden playing Left 4 Dead 2, but the audio was absolutely god-awful. So I decided not to upload it. And so I was like, okay, what am I going to upload now? So I went through some stuff. I thought about doing Gmod. I figured my audio would suck too badly for where I was recording it.
Yes, sir.
And so finally, after all that, I said, you know what? I have a very stupid idea that I'm going to go with. And it ended up being comedy gold. And it was, I'm going to play Danganronpa Ultimate Summer Camp. And I'm going to have no audio from me. And it's going to be Joe Biden playing it. And it's going to be hilarious. And sure enough, okay, that's my teammate's cruiser. Okay. And sure enough, the video was gold. And actually, the video was meant to have audio, like the gameplay, I mean. Except, once I started editing the audio was terrible, because I switch between locations that I'm at, in real life. And so, when I record a video where I'm at here, this place is where I stream all my stuff. So when I record a video here, it's all fine. But when I record something there, the audio is absolutely god-awful. So, what I decided was, I was just going to mute it and then have it as like a gag that Joe Biden didn't know how to turn the volume on while recording. Which, I mean, like, is feasible, you know. Ow. So I just had it as a joke that was in the video. But yeah, so that's the story with last video. And then a lot of people for me, I mean, ended up watching it. So that video did pretty well. So that's pretty cool, right? I think it's at like 117 views or something right now, which for me is really good. So now it's not exactly my most watched video or even like my top 5, but it's still a great video, and I think it's absolutely hilarious. I think it's diabolical. So if you guys want to check that out, then that's definitely a fun video, and it has a pretty interesting story behind it. Definitely not your typical, like what you normally find when people are recording YouTube videos. I'm going to get a Tartan class cruiser and use it to take out some of these excess fighters. I don't want these things constantly harassing my ties. Where's my where are my interceptors at? Okay, because we got interceptors over here that are bothering us. I don't know where my... Here, let me upgrade that. Okay, they're all over here. Oh crap! Okay, they're all attacking the acclimator here.
All fighters attack.
Move over there. Okay. I'll just wait till we upgrade to get more crap.
Target critical.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, that is a friendly acclimator. All right, sweet.
Standing by. I copy. Cruiser standing by.
All right. We'll do some loop tactics.
Roger.
I'm gonna shoot these guys from behind here.
Ready, sir.
Oh yeah, melt them. They stand no chance. Okay. Yeah, we significantly outnumber them, so they don't have much of a chance here.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see. So I got some regular TIE fighters. I mean, we don't even really need to hit them. I figure we just go straight for their shield generator.
Roger that.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Enemy
All right, let's take out their last interceptors. They got 2 left.
Tartan cruiser reporting.
All right, that guy's dead. Let's go.
Our target fire.
And then let's target his hangar. Let me get the Tartan class in here for defense.
Awaiting orders.
There we go. Beautiful.
Warm up. Roger.
All right, we're gonna loop this acclimator around. Okay, they got more interceptors coming from that hangar. So let's take that hangar out as soon as possible. Oh crap! Those are enemies, right? Yep. Okay, they have 2 acclimators inbound.
Copy. We'll be there soon.
So
Direct fire on the engine.
this is where the fun begins. All right, we're gonna hit their engines, take them out with the bombers. Then we got TIE interceptors already. We're gonna hit their bombers, cut them off. They're gonna be distracted with my teammates' acclimator, which is good. So we're gonna continue hitting their hangar so that they stop getting interceptors in here. Let's see.
Orders, sir.
Yeah, we'll do that. Now we have better weapon systems than they do, so that's gonna give us a significant advantage.
Upgrade in progress.
Let's see. I could get a pirate interceptor. You guys think that'd be necessary, or? Cause like I could just keep getting acclimators, but I don't know. I could get it, or I could get a patrol craft. I mean, it's Outer Rim security. We're over here on freaking Coruscant.
Station ready.
I don't know. Could also just get bombers. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'm not losing anything right now, so I want to wait till the better stuff starts coming up. Alright. We're going to enhance our weapon systems. Keep hitting them. Alright. We're going to push him up. I have the Tartan class. I want to melt their bombers, and then the remaining TIE fighters aren't going to stand a chance.
Ready.
Let's see. Oh, crap. Okay, they just annihilated... Hang on. Oh, never mind. He's good. False alarm. Our acclimator over here. He's fine.
Our target. Comm link active.
Bro, hit the hangar. What did I just tell you guys to do? Okay. They have an acclimator pushing up here.
Command, sir.
I need to loot my interceptors to take out theirs. They got more tangos coming in. Okay, finally. here's what we're gonna do. I could get Vader in here. I don't know. I enabled heroes, and then here we are not using any of them. I'm gonna get a Victory class Star Destroyer. That's what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna get the hyper velocity cannon ready. There we go. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, take out their hangar. Let's go, fellas. Quit dawdling. Alright, take out the proton torpedo. Okay, that's my teammate. My teammate's acclimator's dust. Okay, and you see what I mean when I said about how medium difficulty cheats? Yeah, I'm not exaggerating. You see all these ships coming out of, like, thin dust nowhere? That's what I'm talking about. They have, if you look at how many mining stations they have, you notice something? We have all the mining stations. They should have an income of like 5 credits per hour, right? Well, I mean, we're making bank. They should have 0 opportunity to produce starships. And meanwhile, they got acclimators popping out of freaking space like they're run by the Hutts. It don't make any sense. Oh, okay, there goes our acclimator. Alright, so we got a Victory class cruiser on the way. We're going to get another one in here. Actually, let me... Here, how do the... Okay, they don't have missiles, so we don't... We'll get an interdictor after. Also, I just remembered something. Oh, actually, I don't want to get into a grammar war on live. Never mind. I was about to go on a rant about grammar, but I figured a lot of people probably don't want to hear that. It's not good for business. Okay, here we got interceptors annihilating us. Here we got. I mean, we have all these freaking fighters right here. Let's take them out. There's no way I can defend my acclimators. They can't flee fast enough, and I don't have enough starfighters to just crush them. So we're just gonna have to keep sending in more ships.
Navigating to coordinates.
All right, Victory class Star Destroyer inbound. All right, I'm gonna move the acclim. Yep, he's dead. That sucks. That's several thousand people dead in an instant. There's not really anything I can do about that. All right, bomber. We're gonna send bombers. Take out their laser battery here. Do I still? Oh, that is my Tartan class. Okay, I didn't know he was he was still standing. Okay, I'm gonna send my acclimator. Wait, do we need to? No, we're just gonna bombard them from a distance. We don't need to move closer. All right, we're gonna hit their shield generators. Take those out. All right, let's get interceptors up. And we're gonna keep these idiots at bay. Their engines are already offline, so if we can take out their hangar, then they're not really gonna be of a threat to us. Here, let's get an interdictor class Star Destroyer, and then we're gonna get, or it's not a Star Destroyer, but just a cruiser, and then we're gonna get in the TIE defenders, and from there, there's not really anything they can do to defend against us. All right, we're gonna enhance our weapon systems. Oh, hyper velocity guns ready. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I'm gonna wait till they send something, and then I'm gonna blast it into oblivion. If they even can send anything. Yeah, I mean, they're finished. There's no chance of survival now.
I copy. Attacking the lasers.
Alright, interdictor inbound.
Your orders.
Got a close shot there. Alright, TIE defenders inbound. We are victorious. Oh, Boba Fett's here.
Yes, Commander.
I didn't see him, but I saw his seismic charge. Okay, well that actually went surprisingly well, given we only lost 2 acclimators and a TIE interceptor, or at least this is what I lost, not what my teammates lost. And then the enemies lost all of this. So, I mean, that's an absolute win. Welcome into the chat, everybody. Glad to see more people. Alright, let's start doing some ground battles. Let's see. We're gonna do... Let's go ahead and do some Camino. And we're going to have a little Empire on Empire action here. Alright, let's see. Team 2. Team 2. Let's see. And no heroes. Alright, we're good. Alright. Welcome into the chat, everybody. Jeez, we got all kinds of people coming in here. It says 6. Maybe I'm imagining it. I'm hallucinating the number of people here. Alright, we're going to get some survival training. Get our troops up at maximum. And then I want to send in ATSTs right away, so that we can secure this position. And this position, we're never going to get past this position until we have AT-ATs just straight up marching into their base. So we're just going to want to hold that for as long as possible, which means we're going to need the advantage. Alright, let's see. We got stormtroopers already, so alright. We're going to send them over here. And then we got 2 more ready. So let's see. We're going to want 1 to go here. And the remaining guys to go over here. Alright. Actually, yeah, we might as well. My teammate's not going to move for a little bit. I should have gotten this too. But it's fine. I think my teammate's going to get it. Alright. How's everybody in chat doing? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. Been having a pretty, I don't know if maybe mediocre is the right word. Just kind of an average day. Not really sure. Good, bad. It's not really determined. Alright, let's get these guys. We're going to want a turret here. Maybe I should, yeah. We'll get oh, hello. Alright. We'll get a turret here, and we can get a back-to-tank back here. Alright, anti-infantry turret. Let's have you guys back up. Alright. Secure that.
Construction complete. Beginning construction. Squad, advance.
Alright, and then push up with these guys.
Yes, sir. Ready to go. Scouting.
Construction
Alright.
complete.
Well, I'm not seeing WX analyst, so I'm just going to go on my little rant that I not really had prepared. It's not really prepared at all, but just going to speak from the... What the... Okay. Got troopers phasing through the freaking walls here. Why are you guys not in cover yet? There you go. Okay, we didn't lose anybody, luckily. Let's get those ATSTs up front. Oh, God.
Roger that.
Okay, we're taking casualties over here.
Form up. Construction complete. Moving to that area, sir.
Alright, 1 sec.
All right, man. Take cover. Complete.
Alright, light them up. Let's get it.
Awaiting
Okay, we got our mining station here. Let's see. We're already tier 2. Or tech 2. We can get anti-air, but I want to get some TIE maulers in here. Yeah. Alright. Now, because I didn't set this to where you have to build the full base from scratch, then... Oh, I didn't even remember you could do that. Okay. Then they have this stupid shield generator, but even worse than that, they have turbo lasers. In other words, we're not breaking into their base for another, like, 10 minutes. Because we're going to need freaking AT-ATs or something, or TIE Lancets, to even have a chance at getting into their base. Because they're going to melt us with these freaking things here otherwise. I mean, one of these can easily take out a full army of people.
Target confirmed.
Alright. Anyways, I'm going to go on my little tangent here. So, a few days ago... because obviously, if you've even glanced at my channel, you know that I do a crap ton of anime stuff, right? And so, recently, you know, I keep up with watching a lot of different anime. just, to get a taste of different stuff, see what I like, see what I don't like, and yeah, so I started watching this one show. It's a shonen, I believe. Well, kinda. It's a parody of isekais. Okay, which, keep in mind that it's a parody, because not knowing it's a parody makes it much worse. Alright, because in fact, for the first, I think like 5 or 6 episodes, I didn't know it was supposed to be a parody. It's a parody based on what I looked up. Because what Google said was that it's a parody, but it's also like improving upon the genre. Was the bot answer I got, right? Now, of course, I don't know how true that is, but it seems true, because a lot of the stuff the show does seems like something a parody would do. With that being said, being a parody does not instantly resolve you of any kind of criticism. I said resolve, I meant absolve. Now, of course, there's a matter of how serious you are when regarding the top. Where am I? Hang on. Did I lose a squad? Oh no, I just have 2 over here. I thought I had 1 squad over here and then 2 over here, but it's the other way around. But, anyways, now, of course, being a parody does not account for certain things. Like, for example, characters, which is kind of where my rant comes into play. Now, I'm going to make an entire video regarding the main character of Eminence in Shadow, because I made a poll about it a few days ago. Now, not a lot of people answered the poll, but enough people answered it. And by enough, I mean 2 people answered it, to my knowledge. I haven't checked it since yesterday, so maybe it's like 3 people. But still, at the very least, it's a 2-to-1 argument in the case that supposedly 2 of the people who answered the poll said that they liked the main character, while I personally think that I absolutely hate his guts, right? Now here's where the rant comes into play, alright? I've seen a lot of characters in fiction. I've seen a lot of characters. I've seen a lot of villains. A lot of people who are absolute filth. The scum of the earth. Or not even the scum of earth, but rather just the scum of whatever hellhole they crawl out of. But, in all my time viewing fiction, never in my days have I seen a character that I found so unlikable as the main character of Eminence in Shadow. Okay, now on this poll, two people said that they liked the main character. Well, my other option on the poll was, do you like him? F no, right? Not even close. Because personally, I find this man to not just be insufferable, but to be literally the most evil fictional character I've ever seen. No joke. I think he is probably the most evil piece of filth I've ever seen in fiction. Now, that's an honestly an incredibly difficult thing that you can get, because in fiction, I mean, you have absolutely terrible people, some based on real life, some are a supernatural kind of evil. And by supernatural kind of evil, I'm saying this man is so evil that he made me genuinely think that I like some of the demons in like Supernatural, and like the demon in Fallen has more charisma and more likability than this man. I don't even know how that's possible, but it is apparently. And this all comes out of me watching this show. I progressively hate this man more and more, right? Like, as I watched season 1, this man became more and more agonizing to witness, okay? Now, I mean, I ranted about this a little bit. I hadn't finished the season yet, but last stream, I did a Left 4 Dead stream. Last stream, I ranted about how psychopaths are depicted in fiction, and this man is probably one of the perfect iterations of a psychopath. Excuse me. Except the problem I have with it is not that he's a psychopath, but that the show does not treat him like he's a psychopath, which is the problem. Because anytime you have somebody that is majorly mentally ill, or is just outright evil, in any form of fiction, there's a purpose to it. It is intentional, right? Like, if you have an evil character, like, let's say, because we're playing a Star Wars game and it's convenient, let's say Darth Sidious, right? The Emperor. Palpatine, whatever you want to call him, right? Let's use him as an example. Palpatine is intentionally meant to be an evil piece of trash. He is meant to be pure, utter evil, with basically no redeeming quality. And that's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be evil, and he's not supposed to have anything that makes him not evil, right? That's the point. Now, he's more along the lines of, like, one-sided evil, kind of like Sauron in Lord of the Rings. However, things get a lot more complex when you start thinking about, like even more complex evil characters, like Light Yagami, right? I mean, he's kind of like his faults are very straightforward and in your face. However, the nature in which he acts upon is a nature that is questionable, of like, well, would he be a good thing in real life? Would you want someone like that to try to help the world? Like, getting rid of criminals is a good thing, right? And you hit that sort of moral dilemma. I mean, of course, with Light, it's a little bit less of like something you have to actually think about. I'd say a better example is like Walter White or any of the characters from Breaking Bad, where you have to like think about, are they evil? Does what they do make them evil? Is evil the right word? You know, is there, like, what is it that makes them do the things they do, right? And so when you get a main character that is as one-sidedly evil as the main character of this show, but then the show doesn't depict him as if he's a bad guy, then you reach a problem. Why are the TIE Maulers driving into the enemy base, you numbskulls? Jesus, do you see that? I sent them over here, and these guys really tried to just drive straight into the turbo laser. That was great. Okay, yeah, this is why we're not just outright attacking them, is because this thing will melt my armies. And they got two of them. They have one on each side. But, what was it that I was saying? Are we Tech 3 yet? No, I'm still waiting on Tech 3. I don't know if my teammates started upgrading it or not yet. I'm still waiting on my my vehicles to get repaired over here. Alright, let's go. Where's my ATST at? I had another one.
Awaiting orders. Always ready, sir.
Did he... Oh, he made it over here. I guess he was just slow then. Alright, we'll send him back over. Anyways, continuing on my on my rant. The thing with Sid Cogano, the main character of Eminence and Shadow, is that when you have a character that is as big of a psychopath as he is, dude, my teammate wasn't even getting the Tech 3 upgrade. That's great. Okay, I guess we'll have to wait on that then. When you get a psychopath, when you get somebody who's as big of a psychopath as Sid Cogano or Shadow, whatever he wants to call himself, in this show, then what you end up getting is you end up getting a character that should be depicted as the evil scumbag that he is. And instead what you get is a glorified aura farmer who's just basking in glory. And the show depicts it like he's... I mean, I don't even know what the show is trying to get out of depicting him, right? Because everything he does is blatantly evil. But he's so subtly psychopathic that the show doesn't, like, even acknowledge that there's something wrong with him. You know, it's like, oh, he's getting rid of this cult that kind of runs things, and you're like, okay, and that's sort of a, and that goes to something, another thing that's cool to think about, well, not cool, but interesting to think about, is how the case of, like, what this show depicts is kind of like thinking about Vietnam in real life with the United States. And it's like, okay, well, on one end, you know, Vietnam wants to become communist, and so you gotta stop communism because it's bad and all this, right? And then when you see the conflict itself, you realize that the ones who are stopping it are the perpetrators. And then you reach the dilemma of like, well, communism is not a structure that works, but the ones who are trying to stop it are not currently upholding anything better. Instead, you're going into a country, you're wiping people out, etc., etc., right? This isn't a point about the Vietnam War, but it's a similar concept in the sense that you're watching a character who's theoretically cleaning up a bunch of bad guys from the world, and these bad guys run things in secret and, you know, do their bad guy thing and etc., etc. Well, what exactly have they done that's affected the surface world? You know, that's affected those who are innocent and don't have anything to do with it. Well, before, Jesus, hang on. Okay, luckily they didn't shoot my ATST. I was getting shot by the turbo laser and he was far back.
Let's go.
But it's like with Shadow Garden, you're like, okay, well, what was the cult doing before Shadow Garden showed up? Well, they weren't doing jack crap. Literally nothing. They were trying to unlock immortality. Okay, they were unlocking immortality. Okay, that's nice, right? I mean, not really. I wouldn't want to be immortal, but if somebody wants to be immortal, that's whatever, right? But it's like, okay, well, are you hurting people in the process? Well, kinda. But more in the sense of like, they made them and then kind of tortured them, but like they created them in the first place. But it's like you have to think about, okay, are they creating the Death Star and blowing up the planet? No. Are they sending people to camps across the world? No. Are they not indicting, are they, you know, promoting slavery? No. Okay, so what are they doing that's bad? Well, they're bad guys. That's great. That doesn't give me anything, right? And so, not only can the conflict not be justified, but those who are that are attacking this like cult of Diablos, essentially, they're not any better. They don't do anything that's superior. That they're not morally superior. They're not like, oh, we give to the poor and take from the rich. Right? There's no moral semblance of anything in their intentions beyond the fact that they live to kill is pretty much their thing. It's like the tagline of freaking Full Metal Jacket, Born to Kill. And it's like, okay, that's nice, but that doesn't help anything. Jesus. My guys are like who's driving the hover tanks? You enter the freaking shield or you don't enter it. Jesus, everybody's dead. Okay. That went terribly. Alright, well, I gotta get more vehicles now because these idiots just like hesitated on their way inside the shield and then all got shot by the turbo laser. My intention was kind of for them to rush it and then survive, but I guess not. And so, anyways, with Shadow Garden in this anime, it's like, okay, they run off of, they have no principles, no logical semblance, no true motivation, so they're just there. They're just this organization. They do things, and their master, the main character, Sid, calling him a psychopath is kind of an understatement. Like, if he had to be diagnosed, he would be a psychopath. Absolutely. ASPD all the way. He has literally zero regard for any life. Not even himself. That's what makes it more frustrating, is that he doesn't even have a selfish motivation. Because selfish motivations serve other things besides yourself indirectly. Right? Like, take any dictator in history. Every time you get a dictator, no matter how bad the dictator is, somebody is arguing the fact that the dictator did something good because it benefited one group or the other, right? And so, regardless of who the dictator is, it always leads to some sort of indirect benefit. Now, of course, we all know dictators lead to way, way worse than they do good. However, in the context of a character, when you're analyzing whether somebody is evil or not, you have to analyze why do they do what they do, what is it that they do, and what is what they do have as an effect on other people. Or other things, right? It doesn't have to be people. And so, when you get a character like Sauron in Lord of the Rings, Sauron is a very one-sided villain. He's motivated by power, greed, he wants control, and he wants to rule over Middle-earth. And he wants Mordor to reign supreme and he is their leader. It's very, very simple, right? It's very straightforward. Look at Palpatine in Star Wars, right? I mean, he wants to be the greatest Sith in history. He destroyed the Jedi Order. That was a part of his main goal. He has his own empire. He has everything he could ever want. He gets kind of bored, and then he wants to learn the secrets to immortality. And it's like, okay, he has a straightforward goal. And no matter how evil he is, you have to think about what is it that he does and how does it affect other people. Because then you can think about, in regards to a character like Emperor Palpatine, is, okay, what does the Empire, the Galactic Empire, do that benefits other people? And you have to think some star systems benefited under the Empire, some like small factions benefited, some criminal organizations benefited, individuals benefited, and some were miserable. And so it's like, okay, then you have to weigh the consequences of, well, who's to blame for the Galactic Empire, right? Because it can't all fall under one person. Why are they refusing to shoot the turbo laser? I don't get it. You see this? He's in the shield and he's not shooting it. Okay, fine. We're gonna lose the AT-AT because they're not. You have one job: shoot the turbo laser. The only reason I sent you in there. I guess we're sending in the Dark Trooper then.
Fire.
Here.
Awaiting orders.
I'll send the hover tank in as well.
Move into position.
Form up. There they are.
Alright. Anyways, like I was saying,
Reporting in.
and so you have to think about, well, who's complicit in the Galactic Empire? Who's to blame? Because it's not all blamed on one person. Okay, finally, the freaking turbo laser's gone. Unfortunately, we had to lose an AT-AT for it, because these numbskulls couldn't just shoot the dang thing. Alright.
My way, sir.
Anyways, and you have to think about other elements of the Empire as well, right? Like if you watch the Mandalorian, one of the lines in the Mandalorian was from an Imperial officer talking to, Din Djarin, and it was on what the Empire did and how everything is chaos now that the Empire's gone, right? And it's like, okay, well, no matter how evil the Galactic Empire is, you have to think about, well, what benefits did they bring and what negatives do they bring, right? And all of it in the end is driven by self-interest, okay? Now let's look at a character like Sid Cogano in this show. He is not even driven by just, like, self-interest does not describe what he wants. Because what he wants is so childish that it's not just absurd, but it has literally no potential to benefit anybody, not even himself. It has no room to even benefit himself. He has access to all the resources and money the world could ever offer with his huge band of freaking sycophants, and yet nothing comes out of it. No benefit for anyone, not even himself. And so you have to think what kind of evil you get from somebody that treats the world like a playground. And it's the same, and the only character I can possibly think of to compare him to is the Joker. No, I'm not even kidding. The Joker is the only character that can compare. They have an AT-AT. This just got real bad real fast. Also, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed something, but my teammate literally has not contributed at all to the battle in the slightest. He has AT-AAs inbound, which don't help against a gigantic walker. So I'm going to have to take this thing on by myself. But, like I was saying, with his gigantic band of freaking devotees, this man, Sid, can have literally whatever he wants anytime with no consequence. And yet, he doesn't. I just lost every TIE Lancet instantaneously. How is that even possible? Okay. And so, I compare him to the Joker, because with a character like this, like you have to think about what is it that the Joker wants? Well, other than attention and chaos, really nothing. right? That's why he's so attached to Batman, is because Batman being present gives him purpose. Because when he's around Batman, he gets to play a cat and mouse game.
Online.
Without Batman, he is nothing, right? And that's why in Under the Red Hood,
Moving to coordinates.
in one of the, one of the paths, one of the splitting timelines that can happen, I think it's Under the Red Hood, when Batman dies, or after Batman dies, and Jason Todd grows up, Joker, he just retires. He hangs it up, and he's done. And it's like, well, why is that he does that? Because Batman's the thing that gives him purpose and keeps him going, right? It's one big game to him. And so when you get a character like this, that's really all you can compare it to is the Joker. Because the only thing that keeps him going is essentially looking cool. And being, like, not even he doesn't describe it as being like a comic book character, but that's what he's thinking of. Because his whole idea for himself is that he wants to be like a hero, like kind of like a superhero that can pretty much, I don't know how he describes it, as like if it's saving everyone or how he describes it. But essentially his picture for himself is to be like a superhero that's the most powerful ever. Which, if you see what he does in the show, it is very clear he is not hero material. Not only is he not hero material, calling him a villain is an understatement. Because everything he does is with absolutely zero regard for any life. Right? Like, he could kill 1,000 people, and he wouldn't even think about it. He would not. It's not just that he wouldn't hesitate. It's that he wouldn't even think about the fact that he just killed 1,000 people. Right? That's the level of evil we're talking about here. And the worst part about him is that everything he does not have an end goal. There's no end goal. There's no logic to it. It's just chaos. And so, yeah. That's my rant regarding Sid Cogano in Eminence and Shadow. Right there. And I'm going to make a whole video about it. And they're rebuilding the turbo laser. And they have 2 AT-ATs. This has gone too far. Wow, this really spiraled out of control fast. I'm going to quit out of this match because I spent so much of this match talking that it spiraled way too far, and now it's going to be in a huge stalemate forever. So, we're going to back out. And I'm going to switch factions. I'm going to play as the Rebel Alliance now. Alright, let's see. Let's do... let's do Rebel on Rebel action, actually. There we go. And let's do it on, Let's do it on Dantooine. There we go. Alright. Let's do this.
Yes.
It's kind of sad because,
Here, sir. Ready.
part of me doing the stream was for a common individual that watches my streams. It was a whole celebration thing, but he's not here, so that's kind of sad.
Constructing.
Just never showed up.
Affirmative. Reporting
Again,
in.
are these guys okay? I was wondering how many of these guys were mine and how many were my teammates. Ow. Alright, secure this.
Form up.
Let's see. Then we got 2 more up here. Or we got 3 more. Yeah, 2 more.
Copy. Got it.
Alright, let's set up this way.
Moving out.
Now, they're definitely going to try to swarm us. So, hopefully my teammates pull their heads up out of their anuses and send their troops in properly. Alright, we got heavy vehicle. Could just build the turbo laser, but I don't know. I think we'll save it. Yeah, we already got that building up.
Construction.
Could get anti-air. I mean, we don't really need that right now, though. We won't need it for a while either. Alright. I can't tell if the rain sound effect is from the jazz music or not the music itself, but the video with the jazz, or if it's from the game. I really can't tell. Alright, we'll split our guys up. There are a lot of turbo lasers around this map.
Right away. I'm here, sir.
Alright, there we go. Holy Jesus! Okay, enemies everywhere. Alright. Yeah, I mean, I kind of expected that, but I thought my teammates would be there with me.
Upgrade in progress.
Alright. Let's see, we got this. Build a mining station there.
Heading out, sir.
Alright.
Affirmative.
Yeah, we're not going to survive this. Run.
Out, troops.
Run, friends! Go! Save yourself. Oh, wow, that actually... I expected you guys to get mowed down while fleeing across the river, but you actually made it.
Let's go.
Or we'll flee to that position there, since we got a clear view. Dude, and they're gonna get the shield generator here? Jesus.
Reporting in.
Oh, crap, these are my guys as well.
Spread out, men.
Oh, okay, we have a abandoned factory here. Let's head over to that. Bro, did my teammates even send their guys out? Jesus. I look around, all these guys are mine.
Roger that.
Keep in mind, my teammate was supposed to have the exact same number of troops I was.
Will do.
Wait, what? Oh, great, we got pirates.
Construction complete.
Avoiding fire.
Oh, goody, and some of them have missiles, too.
Secured a building.
Please kill them faster. There we go. Alright, nice. Luckily, we have armor on our guys.
Upgrade in progress.
Alright. Send in some more reinforcements.
Tech
Alright, then let's tech up since my teammate's being freaking useless. Alright. Hey, I started watching a new anime yesterday or the day before?
Waiting orders.
Yesterday. Or was it technically today?
Squad, advance.
I think it was technically today. Yeah. Because it was like 2 in the morning.
Firing.
Or was it 1 in the morning? I don't remember. Anyways, I started watching new anime in between seasons of Eminence and Shadow because obviously, as you just heard by my giant rant, I really hate the main character, so that show kind of bothers me. So instead, I started watching a much calmer and happier anime, and it's definitely paying off. The show's great. I don't exactly remember what it's called. I have to look at it again, but yeah. So that's cool.
Ready.
Definitely nicer. Here, I'll get an anti-infantry turret here,
Constructing.
and then head back over.
Can do.
Alright. We get the ATAPs here,
Secured.
so we can clear the way.
I'll follow your lead. Roger that.
Construction complete.
Dude, the audacity to build a resource pad right there in front of my guys while you're losing.
Moving to our vehicle factory destroyed.
Alright. It destroys automatically once you get all the
Transfer coordinates.
pod walkers. In the game, they're named pod walkers, but anyone who knows, you know, background info on Star Wars knows they're ATAPs. Alright.
Ready.
Where are my... Jesus Christ.
Forward.
You guys are getting stomped on.
Complete.
Freaking rebel soldiers, man.
Upgrade
Let's get you
in
better armor.
progress.
Alright, let's see. We got a turbo laser here. Well, it's kind of trippy looking at it like this.
Affirmative.
Oh, more pirates? Jesus.
Reporting in.
These guys been holding out this whole time. Wait, where are my other guys? Did they die completely? Really hope
Ready
not.
to roll.
I think I'll send these guys over to help.
Right. Roger that.
them.
Spreading out.
Didn't I just order you guys to take cover? Jesus. Alright,
Form up.
there we go. Alright, we got vehicles ready to go. We got infiltrators ready.
Training soldiers.
Get that. Alright, we can get some speeders up soon. Great, we're getting stomped on up there. Alright, let's get a heavy vehicle depot.
Need something
Upgrade
destroyed.
complete.
Awaiting orders. There they are.
Alright, sweet.
Moving
Here,
out.
let's secure this first, and then we can hit this, because we're not going to have enough time to destroy that anyways if we don't secure something like this.
Copy. Heading out. Yes, sir. I copy.
Here, actually, I'm going to send these guys to help them, because there's no way they're going to make it on their own.
Recruiting soldiers.
Alright, let's get some Plex soldiers. See, everybody left
Awaiting orders.
a little bit ago.
Ready for combat.
It's very sad and lonely now. Alright, let's see, send these up here.
Reporting. Moving ahead.
It'd be kind of cool if I got a shield generator over this. Alright. Let's get these guys in here then.
On our way, sir. Yes, sir. Attack!
Construction complete.
Yes, Commander. Take cover! Heading out, sir. Ready. Right, sir. Take cover! On our way, sir.
Let's get a shield generator up here.
Constructing.
And then we'll send you guys back and set up a back to station right
Hit
there.
target. Need something destroyed? Copy. Attacking now. I copy. Going there now. Moving to position.
We've secured
I'm
a
here,
build
sir.
pad.
Ready. Fire!
Ah, crap.
Attack!
We don't have much support. Alright,
Always ready.
send the infiltrator in over here.
Do that. Where do you need me?
Oh, crap. Okay, infiltrator over here's dying.
Moving out.
Construction complete. Constructing.
Affirmative. Fall out, troops.
Can we get some vehicles yet? We're wearing down. Alright, there we go, finally. Alright, let's get some
Constructing
T2B
unit.
tanks.
Upgrade.
Let's increase their speed.
Turret constructing.
And we could get artillery, but I think we'll save it.
Reporting in. Open fire! Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, there's not much we can do for the pod walkers.
Fire! Ready to roll.
Construction
Yes,
complete.
Commander. Enemy targeted.
Upgrade complete. We've lost a landing zone.
Roger that.
Oh, crap.
Got something for me? Form up. Spread out, men. On it, sir. For the Alliance. Awaiting orders. Let's move out.
Gotta send these up here. We got way too many troops we gotta manage.
Ready.
Construction complete.
Attack that target. Copy. Attack the target.
I'm focused now.
T2B over.
Alright. Finally.
Orders plotted. I copy. Let's go. Keep going.
Why are you cutting across here instead of going around here? Freaking morons. Alright.
Training troops. We've lost a landing zone. Building started.
Alright, let me get my turbo laser up here. There's no chance of anything cutting across.
Waiting instructions.
Reinforcements.
Alright, finally.
T2B over. On it, sir.
You gotta be kidding me.
I've got him in my sight.
This is a oh my god! We just instantly lost every freaking speeder.
Guards.
Are you serious? Bro, teammate, where are you at?
Base is under attack. Construction complete.
I must not be in the right headspace here.
Yes, sir.
Because I cannot think.
We've lost a landing
What?
Yes, Commander.
How?
Ready. Attacking target.
Okay, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing yellow and I'm seeing red enemies. You know what I'm not seeing? Friendly things. No teammate troops. Just my own. We got these two moronic squads down here. That's it. We got buildings that belong to my teammate. He's over here playing Monopoly. I'm trying to play a strategy game. I can't fight every single person by myself. We're talking about hundreds of units here. I can't keep track of all of this. It's a 2v1 is what it is.
Base shield generator destroyed. Tech upgrade in
Yep.
progress.
Lost this. We gotta pull back now.
We've
Heading out, sir.
secured a landing zone.
Look at my geriatric teammate's got all the answers.
Fire at will.
Oh, there goes all my ATAPs. That's great. Okay, so any advanced vehicles we had are down the toilet. That's nice. Let's see, we can get some air speeders. Not that those are going to be able to save us. Let's see, we can also get artillery.
Vehicle
Suppose we can do that. The moment they get artillery, though, then our ground troops are dusted.
Upgrade in progress.
Ready. Over there.
Alright,
Can do.
those guys are dead.
Fire at will.
Oh goody, even more enemies. Alright,
Affirmative. Avoiding
got
fire.
more troops here.
Upgrade complete.
Ready to roll. Roger that. Form
Here,
up.
separate these guys.
Awaiting orders. Copy.
Alright, finally.
Got it. Moving out.
There we go, teammate. Finally, something. Anything.
Heading out. I copy.
Bro, they got even more units coming up here. How are they getting swamp speeders? Okay. Well, those things are gonna wipe the floor with us.
Recruiting. Constructing unit. Vehicle in production.
Oh crap, we can't get anything until we tech up. Since I had to be the one to get the tech upgrade because my freaking teammate's useless.
Attacking.
Also, you know the funny thing? I'm so tired that I assume these were my teammates' rebels. They're not, they're mine. I was saying here we go, there we go, teammate, and they were my troops the whole time. So it's still not him doing anything. I tricked myself into having to, I had to convince myself he was doing something.
Yes, sir. Yes, Commander. Ready.
Dude, I'm just about to quit out of this. This is miserable. It's like stomping out freaking termites. Like, you kill 100 guys and 300 more pop out of freaking holes in the ground.
Yes. Will do.
I was talking about Vietnam earlier. This is Vietnam.
Available.
Only difference is I'm not having to hunt them through the freaking jungle.
Right away. Heading out, sir.
We've recruited some mercenaries.
I'm here, sir.
Artillery online.
Spreading out.
Alright, finally. Let's get some artillery units in here.
Ready for combat.
Can't get vehicles because the moment we send out speeders, the freaking infiltrators are gonna stomp our nuts out.
Ready.
Oh goody, that's an anti-infantry turret. And we got more swamp speeders moving out. I don't know how they're getting swamp speeders. You can't produce them naturally. They're like the pod walkers, but I don't know how they're getting so many of them. Oh great. And we got enemies knocking on our front door too. How'd these idiots do so much damage to a turbo laser?
Upgrade in progress.
Standing by. Scouting location. We're going in.
Alright.
Orders.
More freaking swamp speeders.
Squad advance.
Oh god.
Reporting. Checking sector. Moving into that area, sir. Destination.
Alright, there we go.
Upgrade complete.
Ready. Torpedo launcher mobile, sir.
Affirmative.
Let's move out.
Ready for combat. Ready for battle. Spread out, men.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard to kill these idiots.
For the rebellion.
Alright.
Almost
Send them
there.
up this way. We're gonna hit them in one big sweep.
Upgrade in progress.
Alright, where's the heavy vehicle sector? Here we go. Alright,
Upgrade in progress.
let's get those T4Bs in here.
Vehicle in production.
That'll give us the edge for a bit. Still got pirates up here that we can't get through, so that sucks.
Take cover.
Oh goody, more freaking enemies.
Keep going. Spread out, men.
I seriously don't know where they're getting the swamp speeders from.
Advance.
I'm lost.
Base is under attack. At maximum unit capacity. Upgrade complete.
Alright, sensor ping. Got anti-air. Okay, great. We have a lot of turrets. And they have air speeders. Oh my god. Bro, it is not my day for RTS games at all. Maybe I was just under the impression that it was, or I don't know, man. I was doing great earlier. My mind's somewhere else. They've got speeders. Oh my god. Do we even have anti-air? Do we have anything that's anti? I don't even know if we have anti-air. I mean, we can always just get
Constructing
air
unit.
speeders for ourselves and then just overwhelm them. But where'd our third air speeder go? That man just deserted, didn't he? He just gave up.
Ground target locked.
Ready to roll. For the rebellion.
This way.
Recruited some mercenaries.
Oh goody! And we have freaking artillery too! You know what I'm still noticing? No teammate! No freaking teammate! Not one unit of my teammates is up here. Not a single one. It's a 2v1. I'm rocking a 2v1 in an RTS game. That's the most miserable setting you could ever have, is having to fight freaking 2-on-1 in any RTS. What RTS is it the most fair to have a 2v1 in? Probably I don't know. I would maybe not Kane's Wrath. Also, finally another person joined. I've been sitting here talking to myself for the past like 20 minutes. I had like 6 people, and then suddenly I had 0.
Maximum unit capacity.
Reporting. Can do. Right.
I guess we're just gonna rush them because we're dead otherwise.
Forward.
This is going absolutely god awful. My teammate is non-existent. My teammate I don't even have a teammate, basically. All he exists for is to steal part of the credits that I'm making, and that's it.
Upgrade complete.
Ready, sir. Ready for orders. Executing flyby. Copy. En route.
Yep, all my troops are dead.
Under attack.
Bro, this freaking thing up here is impenetrable. They got a turbo laser, they've got freaking... What is this? Mining facility? I was drawing a blank on it. They got an anti-infantry turret. They got air speeders. They got guys with rockets.
Roger that.
They got other ground troops. There is no chance of winning.
Unit
Form
destroyed.
up. Ready for attack. Waiting orders. Copy.
Why are we driving straight into their base? Hello? How about stop a little bit? Hey, buddy, I'm talking to you. Back up.
Moving up. Heading out.
Here you go, pal. Jesus. Yeah, how about we just drive our artillery straight into the enemy? That's a great idea. I'm over here. I'm ordering him to back up. He's over here driving the thing in like Leroy Jenkins. Like, dude, that thing isn't a battering ram. It's a freaking
I copy.
strategic piece of weaponry designed for long range. Notice that term long
Initiate.
doesn't mean short. Keep that in mind, especially in the bedroom. Alright, let's see. Let's get some more troops in here.
Roger that.
Destroyed.
Form up.
I just lost another airspeeder. Feels great. Alright, let's get some more troops in here. We're about to have like 2,000 casualties by the time this is done. And we're still getting our cheeks beat by enemy airspeeders.
Moving to
We're
course.
still getting annihilated. That's wonderful. Bro. I'm over here fighting hundreds upon hundreds of enemies. You know, you want my... I can't even talk properly. My teammate's over here fighting pirates. He's fighting pirates. He's playing Pirates of the Caribbean. He's fighting frickin' space pirates. Are you serious? What are you doing? Why are we fighting pirates? How about help me with the main forces of enemies over here? They got 2 turbo lasers. The Empire doesn't even have 2 turbo lasers in one place.
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ.
Online.
This is the one unit my teammate has that's useful. One single unit. He sent it in there just for me. It's amazing. I'm losing my mind playing this. Every time I stream, I go bananas. Probably because I play a game and then get worn down for hours and hours and gain absolutely nothing.
Awaiting orders.
And I sit and drown in my silence.
We've
By silence, I mean like I'm just talking to myself. So it's kind of like being locked in a padded cell.
I copy.
And it's like, well, I guess
Yes, sir.
I have freedom, but there's no one to talk to, so I'm kind of just here. Supposedly there's one person in chat, but
Avoiding.
not seeing any messages or anything, so I'm kind of just here.
Attack!
Can we even survive an attack on their turbo lasers? Probably not. I would assume not.
Right away. Reporting.
Here, let's capture this first. Didn't I have a T2 or T4B tank ready? I remember back when that was supposed to be helpful. Okay, here we go.
Weapons loaded. T4B mobile.
Finally. Alright, maybe that'll provide me a little bit of relief.
Yes, Commander. Moving ahead.
Yes, Commander.
Ready.
Alright.
Open fire.
Now, their airspeeders without ground support are basically useless, so that's good to know. But, unfortunately, we're not going to get much done from here. Oh, thank you, teammate, for sending one single T4B tank in there to get killed. That was very useful. That's why I have you around. So you can do stupid crap and amuse me. Jesus Christ.
I'm here, sir.
Alright.
Ready.
Spreading out.
So, infantry is definitely the way to go against the turbo lasers. Should have been doing that before. Okay, yeah, they have turbo lasers absolutely everywhere. This map has a ton of them. I don't know why. It's not like we're on Sullust or something. Alright, so now that we just got done with this technically menial objective, now we can finally make it to their freaking base so we can do real damage, so we can finally get something done and end this match. It's been the most miserable match of Empire at War I've ever played.
Upgrade in progress.
I've basically just been like screaming into the void. That's
Upgrade
basically
in
been it.
progress.
Reporting in.
Attacking target.
Oh great. Okay. Artillery's done.
Ready. Reporting in.
I don't remember if I put my teammate on easy or medium. I don't care what difficulty I put him on. He should not be this useless. Since the enemies are on quote-unquote easy and are still absolutely rocking us, so... Ow. Now granted, it's a 2v1 basically, so like, take that for what you will, but... Alright.
Upgrade in progress.
Where are my T4Bs at? Are they still on their way there? Or did they die or something? Oh, there they are.
Be ready. Entering battlefield.
Oh, so that was them clearing away. Okay, cool.
Moving into position.
We've secured a building.
Changing target. Right away, sir.
Alright, sweet.
Underway.
Unit
Spearheading
destroyed.
assault.
Unit
Commence assault.
destroyed.
Am I losing all my airspeeders now? Because that's what it sounds like.
Constructing.
I don't know, man. We got an uplink station. I don't really need an uplink station. I don't really need any of these for that matter. I guess I'll just get the uplink station. Dude, they have so many buildings. Jesus Christ. I wish the orbital bombardment was a little bit more, you know, vast. Especially for how expensive it is. It's like I just want to nuke their side and get this over with, like Supreme Commander 2, where it's just nukes galore, and then it's over with. I definitely don't wish this was like Supreme Commander 2. If this was like Supreme Commander 2, every game would end with strategic launch detected, and then you'd lose immediately. God. I'm not sure if anybody in chat's ever played Supreme Commander 2, but basically every match is just like, it's just nuke off, pretty much. Which is funny, because everything is extremely high-tech and advanced. It's like one of the most advanced sci-fi, you know, strategy games you're ever gonna see. And then, like, the ultimate weapon is still just a nuclear bomb, right? So it's like, oh, I've got all these drop ships and anti-gravity weapons and, you know, oh, look, Mom, I have a giant laser, and then you know, the weapon that destroys you in the end is still just a freaking nuke. Like, really? It's like Gandhi in Civilization. Alright, so we have the uplink station, which is pretty much useless, or it's useless at this point in the game, but it's not like our Jesus, I'm stuttering. Our alternatives were much better. I'd prefer it be like an ion cannon or something, but I get those are for space. Alright.
Let's move out.
Well, the ion cannon in Star Wars, at least. If it were the ion cannon in freaking Kane's Wrath, I'd just burn a hole in the enemies and call it a day. You know what? Here, what time is it? 12:32?
Upgrade.
I don't know. I could play Kane's Wrath or something instead. Could do that, but also my mind's kind of fried, so maybe I shouldn't.
We've lost a
Attack
build
that
pad.
target. Attacking target.
Alright. Let's see. We got anything else? Any other buildings that need to be blown up? I'll be happy to do it. Is there a freaking infiltrator? Really?
Bombardment cancelled. Upgrade complete.
Dude, there's so much going on screen now. I'm just, like, overstimulated. I just need it to end. Just die already. Okay, we got a freaking another turbo laser. What's left? What do they have left? Their main thing's gone.
We've secured a build pad.
Oh, here we go. This way. Onward. We have to kill them so I can finish this freaking match. This has been miserable. I'm tired of this. This has been going on for like an hour. You can see why I'm so hesitant to put the enemies on higher difficulties in freaking Empire at War now. Like Kane's Wrath, if you put them on brutal difficulty, they just end the game in 5 minutes. If you put them on hard, I mean, it sucks most of the time, but like, it's winnable. You put these guys on a hard difficulty, it never ends.
Y-Wing Squadron reporting.
Bombardment incoming.
Jesus Christ. This match was 34 minutes. I would have thought it was double that. Oh my god, look at the casualties. Look at the enemy casualties. 60 infantry platoons. How?
Take him out.
God, I wish you could see my teammates' casualties so you could see how freaking useless they were. I don't think they sent in one unit the whole time. That was actually useful. I saw one T-4B tank that got smoked right away, and I saw one artillery unit that was admittedly kind of useful, sort of. I didn't see exactly what it did, but I saw it shooting, which was honestly good enough for me given the standard. Alright. Well, I would continue on and play like Kane's Wrath or something in addition, but it's like 12 o'clock and nobody's here, basically. So I think this stream's run its course. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like, a comment, and I'll see you all in the next thing. Tomorrow I'm going to be recording a YouTube video, and I may do another live stream tomorrow. So, a fantastic day, fantastic life. Goodbye, everyone. Let me just back out here.